Hello and welcome back to Brand Politics. We've been looking at the state of the nation in Nigeria, restructuring, and the NSAS protest. Dr. Jide Johnson, it's a pleasure to have you on the program, putting issues in context, especially those stories that have been playing out within the past couple of weeks in Nigeria. We've talked about the NSAS protest and the events that have played out ever since. We've looked at restructuring and the importance of that conversation at this time in the history of Nigeria. But now we've also looked at the youth awakening in Nigeria and how vital that is for Nigeria to move forward and to change the narrative. But let us also look at a rather disturbing story. COVID-19 palliatives stashed in various warehouses in Lagos State. We also experienced that in Jos and a couple of other states. How disturbing is this development?
The government has lost its credibility with the people. People no longer have trust in public officials because a lot of Nigerians lost their daily income, their means of survival. And you have corporate Nigerian, federal government, and international bodies contributing resources to ease the pain and the effect of COVID-19. And then we now see from state to state across the nation, whereby those materials are kept in the warehouse. It's unfortunate how we found ourselves in this. It's only God that can help some of us from not having a mental issue, because you'll not be able to wrap your head around it. Whereby you look at your citizens suffering and dying out of hunger, and you can go to bed at night. I remember what the president said, because I want to speak for the president now. It's an unusual thing for me to do in any case. When some governors, in his first time, when some governors were not paying the salary of their staffs, he said he wondered how they go to bed at night, not paying the salaries of their civil servant. So I'm re-echoing him now. I wonder how some public officials, governor, permanent secretaries, commissioners, how they go to bed at night and sleep soundly when they know that they are denying the people what belongs to them. Well, we are not shocked. If someone can hide COVID-19 from people, it's even easier to steal money than to hide those goods and services. What else are they hiding? What else have they kept away from the people? With this singular act, I think government across the state, they've lost their credibility.
There were narrative in different quarters. I think there was a lawmaker who said, well, he was looking forward to disburse those palliatives on his birthday. There was another narrative that said...
I know the honorable you're talking about is from Ikorodu. He said during his birthday. So it is on his birthday that he should distribute the palliative. You could see how selfish, how inhumane, and how insensitive the political. He should give his own children to food, deny them food until his birthday.
And the governors are also said to have made comments such as, we're actually not hoarding those palliatives. We're actually, we got information that there could be a second wave of the COVID-19 and we're making preparation for that.
What preparation are they making? Tick, say the clock, tick, tick. What you have to do quick. Leadership is about responsibility. Responsibility is ability to respond to the needs of the people, the ability to solve problems. Why you have the impression that there will be a second wave? You see, that's begging the issue. That's campaign after election. They ought to do what they are supposed to do. And we see through their insensitive action, they have awoken the criminality in an average Nigerian. They have portrayed Nigerians to be what they are not. And I think it was Fela that said it, that an angry man is an angry man. And then an angry man does not think about the legality
or illegality of his actions, because he has lost all his sense of rationality. When you dehumanize people through your policies, through your action, you turn them to animals, and they are the ones that have made Nigerians to look like animals. Even Esau sold his birthright because he was hungry. He sold his birthright, his right of inheritance. So if Esau could sold his birthright, anyone that condemns or ridicules Nigerians, those that went to those warehouses to take, does not have a proper understanding of issue, because an hungry man is an angry man, and then an angry man cannot think.
Now, Dr. Judy, I'll ask for your final thoughts as to what the government should be doing going forward as a way of wrapping up the program. But let's quickly take a look at two key issues. The first has to do with the desecration of the Palace of the Oba of Lagos, and then the second will have to do with are you satisfied with how the media, because I know the media is where you ply your trade. You are an authority in that field. I personally, I was a student at the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, where at the time you were the deputy provost at the time. But let us start with the desecration of the Palace of the Oba of Lagos. Again, these actions that we saw, what are your thoughts?
Every institution, traditional, democratic, religious, derives its legitimacy from the people. The moment the people loses confidence in you, that's danger. One, I do not approve the behavior of the protesters that vandalized and destroyed the Palace of the Oba. That's a despicable behavior. It's condemnable, and we must condemn it in the totality. That's the behavior of that. Then the issue we need to look, what propelled their action? Because to every reaction, there must be an action. What are the causes? We are only focusing on the effect. What are the causes? These are the issues that I think we need to address, because there are other palaces in Lagos
that were not
affected.
So to say.
That were not ransacked. That was not affected, and I think that is a rude awakening for every one of us in authority, whether traditional authority, whether political authority. We saw in Calabar, where the house of a senator was ransacked. We saw in Oyo State, where the house of a senator. Are there no other senators? Are there no other lawmakers? So these are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. It's a time for sober reflection. In what way the authority that I've been given, what way have I been using it? I said this jokingly to my colleagues in school when I was in position of authority. I said, the day that the student, your action you are taking, are you taking it in the best interest, in clear conscience, that, quote unquote, if there is a crisis on this campus, can you walk through freely, or will the student break your head based on your antecedent and based on your... So it's a call for, when people know that you are there for them, you protect their interest, and you do not oppress them. They always fight. They always fight for you. We saw what happened in the Ojara Palace when they went there to burn the place.
And the people came out and said no.
People came out and said, no, this is not possible. We should not focus on the effect alone. We should focus on the causes. What are the causes? And then it's a time for reflection for all of us. You saw Senator Itagiwa kneeling down and appealing
to the people.
To the people. I listen to anyone that wants to know how to solve this problem should listen to the interview that the Erelu of Lagos, Erelu Dosumu, granted on a major TV station in Nigeria, where she spoke about what needed to be done and how we found ourselves where we are found. We have found ourselves. There's a particular saying in Maluku Dale. It is the child that you did not train that will sell all your inheritance.
Now, quickly, with regards to the media, where I know you are an authority in that field, do you think we've done justice in reporting the story so far?
Good question. If you follow, we are the conscience of the people. We are the watchdog of the society, and not the pet dog or the lapdog of those in authority. And they are in the public domain, everything I've said over time. They are in the public domain. I don't always want to serve as the prophet of doom, but some of the challenges we witnessed in the last 1 week I've highlighted in some of the programs are featured over time. What is the credibility of the media with the people? How do the media categorize us as an institution? How do they describe us? Do they see us as an agent of government or spokesperson of government? Do they see us as an appendage of the oppressor? The media is not meant to be the friend or foe of those in authority and in power. The media is meant to hold them accountable. We have a situation whereby journalists are asking patronizing questions. We have a situation whereby our leaders, when they grant foreign interview to foreign TV stations, we see the kind of question they ask them. And when they grant local interview, we see the kind of question. I was taken aback by one Tea Party event that was organized over the weekend when the leader of APC returned to Nigeria and he went to pay courtesy visit to condolence visit to the governor of Lagos State, and the channel's reporter that interviewed him on TV was there already waiting, and they were laughing and they were exchanging. I said, I'm taken aback. I guess this is not what we teach our students to do. This is not journalism. This is patronism. There's a difference between journalism and patronism. When you patronize political leaders, you pay the price. It's the truth. Because the word press is an old word which means large number of people. The word mass is a sociological word for large number of people. So the media is the voice of the people. When the voice of the people is suppressed by those that are meant to hold accountable, you have an horrible situation. And I hope that the people watching this program should understand that the media is caught in between. We have a responsibility to do, and at the same time, we must survive as an economic organization. We must be able to balance the interests. The media will always be there for the people, and the people should understand the challenges that we are facing as an institution. And that with time we overcome some of these challenges. I do not approve any attack on any journalist or media organization whatsoever for any reason or the other, because just imagine your life without a TV station.
Now, Dr. like you rightly said, this is a time for reflection for every one of us, especially for those of us who you said are in places of authority, even those of us as journalists and as media people who are supposed to be the watchdog of society. But in a way to wrap up the conversation right now, and what would be your thoughts towards the government? What would you expect the government, in the wake of the current state of the nation, what would you want the government to do going forward?
I'm not concerned about government. I'm concerned about the youths. I'm concerned about their engagement. I'm concerned about their social mobilization. I'm concerned about their involvement. I'm concerned about their future. And this is an opportunity for them to take hold of their future. Our own future was mortgaged, and we cannot afford to allow the future of our children to be mortgaged. Nigeria is blessed with natural resources more than any nation in Africa. There's no natural resources you are looking for in the world that you not find in abundance in Nigeria. And yet majority of Nigerians are living below the poverty line. So my challenge to the youth watching is that if you take people within the ages of 18 to 40, they constitute the largest percentage of the population.
Yeah.
Are they in authority now?
I've told my students, I just said, just imagine if the National Association of Nigerian Students should come up with a presidential candidate of their own. The president was elected with less than 16 million votes. There are more than 16 million university students in Nigeria. The governor of Lagos State was elected with less than 2 million votes. There are more than 2 million students. Just imagine if all the students should come together and said, we are forming a political party and we are going to vote for one of our own. It is the day that the antelope learn how to walk in unity. That's the day they deliver themselves from the lion. And it is the day that the youth knew their strength, knew their power, and knew the resources which they have. It's the day that they take hold of what belongs to them. And that's, I have nothing to say, because over time, 20 years after democratic experience, we are still back in square one. But government, to accede to what you have just said, I think they need to be more transparent and they need to connect with their people, engage your people, give power back to the people, let the local government function. One of the challenges we have concerning the failure and collapse of social order is because the local government are non-functional, local authorities are non-existent, every power resides with the state, and most of the powers reside with Abuja. Thank you.
Dr. Jide Johnson, it's been a pleasure. It's been interesting and engaging having you on the program. And we're very convinced that our audience as well will have so much to take from this episode of Brand Politics on iBrandTV. And as always, we look forward to having you again to shed more lights on
it's a pleasure. Let's greet in the corona way.
You've been watching Brand Politics on iBrandTV. I've been speaking with Dr. Jide Johnson, the public affairs analyst. He shed light on the SARS protest, restructuring in Nigeria, and the state of the nation. You can watch this episode on our YouTube channel at iBrandTV. And for more news stories, visit our website at www.ibrandtv.com. Like and follow all of our social media platforms. I am Bennett Joseph, and I'll see you again.